Hey, welcome back. You ever stop and wonder what's actually going on under the hood of your computer? You know, when you've got like a dozen tabs open, music playing, and you're trying to type a document all at once? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain and look at the magic that makes it all work. Let's dig in. No, really, think about it for a second. You double-click an icon, and poof, a program just appears on your screen. But that one simple click actually kicks off this incredible, complex dance of instructions and resources, all managed by your computer's operating system. So to understand that dance, you need to meet the main performer. And that star of the show is something called a process. It's one of the most important ideas to grasp if you want to understand how your computer juggles everything at once. Right, so here's the key idea. That app icon sitting on your desktop, that's just a file. It's dormant. But the second you launch it, the operating system basically breathes life into that file and it becomes a process. It's now a living, running thing that gets its own little chunk of memory and a bit of the computer's brainpower to do its job. And you can actually go see all these living programs for yourself right now. If you're on a Windows machine, go ahead and press Control, Shift, and Escape all at the same time. That'll pop open the Task Manager, which is pretty much mission control for every single thing running on your system. Once you're in there, you'll see these columns. Think of them like the vital signs for your apps. You've got the process name, obviously, a unique process ID, or PID, for each one, and then you can see exactly how much CPU power and memory it's eating up in real time. It's like a health report for your whole computer. Okay, so you've seen it. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of these processes all running at the same time. How on earth does your computer handle all that without just completely freezing up? Well, that is the pure genius of the operating system. So how does it do it? Let's use an analogy. Imagine your operating system is a master chef in a busy kitchen. Multitasking is like the chef switching between chopping vegetables, stirring a pot, and checking the oven, all so quickly that it feels like all the dishes are cooking at the exact same time. And threads, well, those are the even smaller steps within each dish. Your web browser, for instance, is one big dish, one process. But each browser tab is like a separate step, a thread. This way, the chef can work on each one individually, which is why one frozen tab usually doesn't crash your entire browser anymore. And every single one of these processes, big or small, goes through a super simple life cycle. It gets created when you start the app, it's in the running state while the CPU is actively working on its instructions, and then it's finished when you close it or when it's done with its job. That's it. It's happening thousands of times a minute on your machine. Now, knowing all this isn't just for fun. This knowledge actually gives you real, practical control over your computer's health and performance. This is the moment you go from just being a user to being the one in the driver's seat. So why does this matter so much? Because this is how you fix stuff. You know that moment when an app just completely freezes? You can use this to shut it down. If your whole computer feels slow and sluggish, you can hunt down the resource hog that's eating up all your memory. You can even sometimes spot a weird-looking process that might be malware trying to hide. And here is your immediate practical takeaway. The next time an application locks up on you, you don't have to restart the whole computer. Just save your work in your other apps, pop open that task manager, find the troublemaker in the list, right-click it, and hit End Task. Boom, problem solved. It's a simple but incredibly powerful trick. Okay, so managing processes one by one is great, but what if you could teach your computer to manage things for you automatically? Well, that's the next level, and it all starts with just a few lines of code. Now, don't get intimidated by the code on screen. Seriously, just think of it like a recipe. This little Python script here is just telling the computer, hey, go open Notepad. It does the exact same thing as you double-clicking the icon, and just like that, you've opened the door to automation. Let's level up. Using another cool Python library called PSUtil, which is basically a toolkit for system info, you can write this tiny script. And what does it do? It instantly gives you a list of every single process running on your machine. Can you imagine trying to write all that down by hand? This is the real power of automation, getting information in a fraction of a second. And this is what you get, a nice, clean, organized table with the process ID and the name for everything that's running. It's the same info you saw in the task manager, but now you have it in a format that another program can read and, more importantly, act on. So, you might be thinking, okay, that's neat, but why should I really care? Well, because learning to automate these little tasks is the foundation for managing huge, complicated systems. It's a really important skill in today's world. I mean, the possibilities here are massive. You could write a script that automatically cleans out your downloads folder every week, or one that runs a backup every night at 2 a.m. You could have it perform security scans on a schedule, or even send you an alert if a suspicious program starts running. You're basically telling the machine how to manage itself. But you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Automation is amazing for saving time and making sure things are done the same way every time. But a tiny typo in a powerful script could, I don't know, accidentally delete your family photos. So the main takeaway here is that automation is an incredible tool, but it's not a replacement for a human keeping an eye on things. So that brings it all back to you. You now know what processes are, how to look at them, and even the basics of how to automate them. So think about it. Think about all the little repetitive things you do on your computer. What's the very first task you would love to automate?